Hello everybody, and today we're going to take a look at the Sigma 17-50 F2.8 lens. Alright, hello everybody. So today we have the Sigma 17-50 F2.8 lens here today. Now this lens is arguably one of the best value for money lenses out there. So today we're going to take a look for ourselves. So this lens comes in at $460 at B&H. So this is a relatively affordable lens. However, this lens does have quite a bit to offer. Now for one, this lens does have a constant f2.8 aperture, which is generally not found in lenses within this price range. So it's definitely something really nice to have. Now this lens is designed for crop sensor cameras. Now I have the Canon version right here, but however if I unmount it, you will notice that this lens actually mounts to the full frame EF mounting index, so you actually have to align it to the red dot. So technically you can actually mount this lens onto a full frame body and take pictures with it. However, on the full frame body you will get some serious vignetting with this lens. It's not really usable on a full frame body. This lens is designed for crop sensor bodies. Now this lens actually feels very solid. It has quite a bit of weight for a lens of this size. It's heavier than you would expect. So as you may have noticed just now, it has a metal mount on the back, so that's going to be way more durable than the plastic mounts. And we do get rubber grips for both the zoom ring and also the focus ring. Now there is a zoom lock feature, however the zoom lock feature is only usable at 17mm. However, I don't really see the need for a zoom lock because this lens does not suffer from zoom creep. Now the barrel does extend a little bit when you zoom, however, I believe zoom creep is not really a problem for this lens. Even if I shake the body and lens like so, the lens has not creeped a little bit. So you probably won't ever use the zoom lock, but it's there just in case. And in case you're wondering, this lens has 7 aperture blades. Now this lens has no weather sealing, despite it being quite solidly built. However, the zoom ring does feel very nice and smooth and solid. I would expect this to last for quite a while. However, the focusing ring on the other hand, it just feels a little bit too loose. It feels very loose, in fact, and there's almost no dampening to it. So I don't really like the feel of the focusing ring when you're doing manual focus. However, the zoom ring does feel very nice. Now, autofocusing. Autofocusing on this lens is driven by a HSM hypersonic motor. So autofocusing with this lens is quite fast and responsive. It's not blazing fast, but it's decent. And in terms of AF noise, it's not completely silent, but I wouldn't say it's noisy as well. It's definitely a little noisier than the other ultrasonic motor lenses I've used. However, it's not as intrusive as a micro motor. So I'm going to hold the lens up to the microphone so you can hear the autofocusing noise. This is the noise it makes when it's autofocusing. It's not completely silent, but it's not that audible as well, so it shouldn't be loud enough to cause an issue. Now, one more nice thing about this lens is the autofocusing action is completely internal, so the front element does not move at all when you are autofocusing, so that's really nice. However, one thing about the AF system on this lens is that the focusing ring does rotate along with the autofocusing motor. So unfortunately, this also means no full-time manual focusing. And one more issue that this brings up is when you hold the camera like so, your thumb and forefinger are directly on the focusing ring. So more often than not, you will find yourself wrestling the AF motor because you are gripping the focus ring in place. So this is probably something Sigma overlooked when they were designing this lens, and I can admit this is very annoying when I'm shooting with this lens because I'm always gripping onto the focusing ring. So this is going to be something owners of this lens have to get used to. And one more thing about this is that the manual focus throw on this lens is really short. In fact, it's only around 45 degrees. So if you're using this lens for video or just manual focusing, fine-tuning your focus can be a little difficult. Now, this lens also has OS, optical stabilizer. However, I will say this is one of the less effective optical image stabilizers I've used. I've definitely used lenses with much better image stabilizers. However, OS, it's there on this lens and it will still help to some extent. And one more thing about the lens, I think it's because of the OS as well. When you shake the lens around, it does make a rattling noise. So I'm going to hold this up to the microphone. The lens does make that rattling noise when you shake it around. It can get a little annoying and sometimes a little worrying, but just so you know, this lens does tend to make that sound when you shake it around. Now, using the lens itself, it's actually great for daily use. It's a great general purpose lens. The zoom range is extremely convenient from 17 to 50 millimeters. It's a very useful range for daily shooting, and image quality is also quite decent on this lens. Now, this lens is sharp in the center, however, wide open at f2.8, you will get some soft edges. And also there's a little bit of vignetting wide open. However, as you stop down to f5.6, the vignetting is completely gone and the edges are also much sharper. So what's my final say on this lens? This is actually a pretty good lens. There is not much to hate about this lens. It's a simple lens and it's very useful. However, if I had one big dislike on this lens, it would be that the focusing ring rotates with the AF motor and it's right there on your grip. So you will hold it in place when you are gripping the camera. However, this is a very value for money lens. It's not often you get to see a zoom lens with a constant f2.8 aperture within the $400 to $500 price range. And also this is a very versatile and multi-purpose lens. It's great for daily shooting and it has an optical image stabilizer. So if you're looking to upgrade, say, your 18 to 55 kit lens, or if you're just looking for your first lens to start off with, I would really highly recommend you this lens, the 17 to 50 Sigma f2.8 zoom. So that's pretty much it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram at Zara Productions, and you can also check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/Zara Productions. You can also join my community group at facebook.com/groups/Zara Productions. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.